Good afternoon, students. Okay, good afternoon, Tanujit. Okay. So, students, previous class we have read in chapter number 2 that how ancient people they started learning the agriculture and farming. Now, today we are going to discuss that after that how did those ancient people they learned the use of copper and copper tools, and they lived a city life. Okay. So, look at the board. I have drawn a map. In this map you have seen the map of some part of India, northwestern part of India, as well as our neighboring country Pakistan, as well as Afghanistan. And in this map you can see the different places I have mentioned. Okay. And these places are, in these places some evidences of earliest cities were found by the archaeologists due to excavation, and these are the earliest cities which was established in the bank of Indus and various parts of the Indian subcontinent. And so that is why the name of the chapter is in the earliest cities. So, let us begin. What are the story of these earliest cities? That in 1850s and 1860s, okay, in 1850s and 1860s, when the India is under the rule of East India Company, and in this time in 1850s and 60s in India, the railway lines were being laid down for the first time, and from Multan to Lahore was present in the at the time in Punjab province of undivided India. So, what happened at the time? The laborers and engineers of that railway project, they found good quality of stone or bricks to use them as a ballasts in the railway tracks. You know that in railway tracks that the black stones used as ballasts to strengthen the line, and at the time they also collected the sun dried or good quality bricks from a mound situated just beside the railway tracks, and they break them into pieces and use as railway ballasts. When the chief of an organization called Archaeological Survey of India, and it is an organization established in the British period to excavate and discover those historical artifacts and sites. So, this Archaeological Survey of India's Director General Sir Alexander Cunningham visited these sites in 1870s, and he found that the laborers continuing use those, and they used those bricks as ballast from the mound, and mound means this type of ruined place, okay, and it is made up with bricks and some part also covered with earth, okay, some part is covered with earth. They collected bricks from the mound and used in the railway tracks. Then he instructed, and he also his officials to make excavation work on this site, and he also take the amount of brick from the site. And finally, after the 80 years of the visit of Sir Cunningham, the Archaeological Survey of India under the supervision of Sir John Marshall in 1920s excavated those sites, and in 1921 Dayaram Sahani, and archaeologist from Archaeological Survey of India or ASI, discovered the city of Harappa on the bank of river Ravi or Iravathi that was present at the time in Montgomery district in undivided India. After, at the very next year in 1922, another archaeologist named Rakhaldas Banerjee also discovered another site in the bank of river Indus. It is the river Indus, and there are lot of tributaries also there. This is a one tributary, there another tributary, okay, lot of tributaries. So discovered a site, and the name of the site is Mohenjo-daro, and the meaning of Mohenjo-daro is the mound of the dead. So from this site they also discovered a huge city, the evidence of an ancient city that was spread over a huge territory. And at the time they realized that this was the one of the oldest cities in the subcontinent, and this was the first city to be discovered. So all of the sites from where similar buildings were found were described as Harappan cities, because the Harappa was the first city that was developed, that was discovered in the Indian subcontinent, where the first evidence of city was found. No, Alexander is a ruler, but it is Alexander Cunningham. It is an official, it is the Director General of ASI, Archaeological Survey of India. We will read in future what is the ASI. Actually, all the monuments and the palaces, historical places today maintained by ASI. It was established in British period in 1850s by the British government, but after the independence it is now under the government of India. If you see Taj Mahal, if you see the Qutub Minar, and also all the historical places, okay, those historical places maintained and by the Archaeological Survey of India. This is an organization, and Alexander was not that Alexander, okay. Okay, and that is the different story. You have read Tanujit, it is in class 6, but in this case it is a totally different story. And this civilization not only found in Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, this similar type of civilization cities found in different part of the Indian subcontinent. I have drawn all the places, most of these places in the board, and there are more than 300 sites discovered from where the archaeologists have found the artifacts, the weapons, the seals, the tools, everything, and the evidence of this, their brick houses all over the subcontinent. And that is why from these sites were called Harappan sites, because these are in the same, these have the same feature like Harappa, and Harappa was first discovered, that is why it is called Harappan civilization. Now this civilization is so much huge that the evidences are found from Manda in north of the Kashmir. The northernmost site was found in Manda in Kashmir, southernmost site found in Daimabad, Maharashtra, the easternmost site found in Alamgirpur, it is in UP, western Uttar Pradesh, and also Sutka Jandar, it is situated in the Baluchistan, in present day Pakistan, in Iran Baluchistan border, okay, Iran Pakistan border in Baluchistan province under Pakistan, present day Pakistan, Sutka Jandar. So these are the huge area, okay. If we join these 4 lines, it is a huge area, okay. And it was established as per the radiocarbon dating process. It is another process, radiocarbon dating 14. With this process they can identify the age of the artifacts, how old these are, and these are 4,700 years ago. Okay, you have already read in chapter number 1 and means 2700 BC more or less. Okay. And this civilization was contemporary with those Egyptian civilizations, Sumerian civilizations, Babylonian, the civilizations of Babylon as well as China. Okay. Now I am going to discuss that what was special about these cities. What was special about those cities? That many of these cities have two parts. One is citadel, another one is lower town. So, what is the main features of citadel? Number one, that citadel is a fortified area in those cities and it is upper but smaller. It is high than the lower town and also it is small in size than lower town, as well as the historians and archaeologists assume that the rulers and the rich people of those cities lived in the citadel. And in the lower town it is a big area. Number 2, it is low than the citadel, as well as the common people lived here. They assumed, historians assumed that the common people lived here. And number 4, they made up with sun dried or baked bricks. Okay, and they were dry and they were made with very high temperature. That's why they survived till date. And the bricks were laid in an interlocking pattern and that made the wall strong. And another feature of this lower town, that these are made up with interlocking pattern. Okay. Interlocking pattern means such as okay, in this way, in interlocking pattern, this or if I draw it precisely, more precisely, then okay, in this way, in the interlocking pattern they made. So, that is why it is very much strong, the walls are very much strong in this interlocking patterns. Okay. Now, another thing that was discovered in the city of Mohenjo-daro. This is a city situated in present day Pakistan in the bank of river Indus. Okay. And in Mohenjo-daro they discovered a tank, special type of tank. An archaeologist called it Great Bath. They called it the Great Bath, and in this water tank, in this Great Bath, is built in the citadel. This great bath was built in the citadel area where they assumed the rich people lived, and this was lined with bricks coated with plaster, and this water reservoirs actually made up with the bricks coated with plaster, and also they made watertight with a layer of natural tar. And natural tar was extracted from the tree, as well as they can be found on the mines, okay, from the coal mines. They can extract it from the coal. It is natural tar and it is waterproof. So, that is why after they use the plaster coated bricks in this to make this water reservoir or swimming pool or great bath, as they use the layer of tar, natural tar, to make it watertight. And there were steps leading down to it from the both the sides, and step also leading to them in the both the sides to came into the great bath. And it is similar with today's swimming pool, okay. And similar way the steps also there, and while there were rooms on the all the sides, and rooms were there in the all the sides, okay, all the sides rooms were constructed, and historians they thought these rooms they might have used as the changing room, okay, they might have used as changing room. And while water was and as well as water was probably brought in from this swimming pool by well through a channel, okay. These are natural channel, and through this natural channel they made this slope, okay. So, in this way, suppose this is the water reservoir and well is dug in the upper portion. So, they manage a way that the water of the well directly come inside the swimming pool, okay. And as well as there are other outlets to drain the water, okay, outside. Used water also drain away in another channel, and this type of systems also there in the swimming pool or these reservoirs. So, can you imagine how advanced these are? Even today we cannot imagine this type of technology. These are, and this type of technologies are found in today's swimming pools, and 2700 years ago this type of technologies, it is very much surprising to us. And what are the uses of those tanks, okay. They thought this type of tanks where this type of great bath is used to took a dip in the tank on special occasions. They use this to take bath on some special occasions or some special when they were participated in some, when they were participating in some religious rituals. Except this, some other cities also developed, and in these cities the other type of things also found, such as the fire altars. In Lothal and Kalibangan, Kalibangan is another archaeological city, archaeological site, and that was also the part of Harappan civilization. Same type of city was discovered in Kalibangan, present situated in Rajasthan, and Lothal, it is in Gujarat, and both have same thing, it is fire altar. Have you seen fire altar, students? Have you seen fire altars? No, okay. Fire altars is look like this, okay. In present day they use this as yajna, Now, can you identify these things, this fire altar? Tonujit. Okay, this is fire altars, and they sacrificed the ghee or grains or other things, okay, sacred things in the fire altar in the time of yajna. Okay, it is also called yagya kund. Okay, and this type of fire altar is also found in Lothal and Kalibangan. And except this, some cities like Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and Lothal had elaborate storehouses. Elaborate storehouses also discovered on those places. Okay, storehouses like that made with brick. And storehouses where they store the grains, and this type of storehouses also discovered in Mohenjo-daro, in Harappa and Lothal. And historians, they thought these were used to store the grains such as wheat, barley, etc. So, and another information that these cities were found in the Punjab and Sindh in Pakistan, except this Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Kashmir, in these states this type of cities were discovered due to excavation. And archaeologists have found a set of unique objects in almost all these cities, such as red pottery painted with designs in black color, as well as stone weights. Today the merchants used the weights. Students do not use emojis. Okay, this is the official portal, okay, official group, and do not use any emojis here. Remove it and just listen. And a set of unique objects in almost all these cities: red pottery painted with designs in black color, stone weights to weight the goods, okay, in the balance, as well as the seals, special beads, copper tools and long stone blades also found on these sites, on these Harappan sites. Okay. And these are called Harappan civilization. So, that is all from today's class. If you have any question, you can ask me. Okay. Anyone else? No question. Okay. So, next day I am going to discuss the houses, drains and streets. It is from the chapter number in the same chapter, it is page number 34. Okay. So, read this first subunit in your home carefully. I will ask some question in the next day, in the next history class. So, that is all from today's class. Thank you for watching.